The question had been asked 1,000 times before, but that night, in a small New York studio lit with warm amber lights, it landed differently. Anthony Scaramucci leaned forward in his chair, eyes narrowing as he posed it to John Catsimatidis, a man who had once arrived in America with almost nothing in his pocket. Is the American dream still possible? For a moment, the air seemed to pause. Because beneath the surface of that question lay not just economics or politics, but the raw stories of millions of people who had once believed, truly believed, that with enough grit and heart, they could build a better life. John didn't answer immediately. His mind drifted back decades, to a boy standing on the docks of New York Harbor, the skyline a jagged promise shimmering in the distance. He had been that boy once, clutching his mother's hand, his family stepping onto American soil with little more than hope. He remembered the smell of the city, the chaos of voices in dozens of languages, and the certainty his father had whispered, "If you work hard here, son, life will change." That memory set the stage for his reply, but before he could speak, Scaramucci broke the silence with his own story. He recalled growing up in a modest Long Island home, the son of an Italian-American construction worker. His father had calloused hands and a weary back, but he carried himself with pride. "We didn't have money," Anthony said, his voice tinged with both gratitude and ache, "but we had the belief that America was fair. That if I studied, if I pushed, I could go places my dad never could." The conversation was no longer just an interview. It was two lives unraveling in front of each other, and in those stories, the audience could hear echoes of their own families, their own struggles. John spoke of working nights at a grocery store, a teenager too exhausted to dream but too stubborn to quit. He washed floors, stocked shelves, saved every dollar. Slowly, penny by penny, he scraped together enough to open his own store. That store grew, and then another, until one day, the boy who had stepped off the boat with nothing became the owner of a grocery empire. That, John said, leaning forward with quiet force, was the American dream. But then his voice shifted, heavy with realism. "The problem is, it's harder now. Much harder. College costs crush kids before they even start. Housing? Forget it. And somewhere along the way, we stopped making it easy for people who have nothing to at least try." Anthony nodded, his jaw tight. He admitted that when he looked at Wall Street today, he saw gates, not open doors. "The dream used to be about building something from scratch," he said. "Now, too often, it's about what you're born into." His frustration was evident, but so was his determination. "That doesn't mean it's dead. It means we've got to fight harder to keep it alive." The conversation pivoted to stories from the present day. Viewers watching at home.